Everybody, it's Kaylin from Explore Muskoka Girl, and today we get to meet Mama, a permanent resident here at Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary. She's a 35-year-old black bear.
Clawed and had her canine teeth taken out as a young one, and they used hunters. They were using it to train dogs. They put her in an enclosure so she couldn't hurt the dogs, and they run the dogs on her.
What a horrible... You know, it makes you feel ashamed to be human.
Yeah.
Oh, what a beauty. Now, can people interact with her? Because she's been...
Not really. She's
No.
actually pretty snarky.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of toss food into her and let her be on her
We
own?
have the feeding tubes here. We put food in there. I mean, we can feed her peanuts and throw them in, but
Oh,
yeah,
good.
she gets pretty.
We brought lots of bags of peanuts.
Yeah, eggs.
Oh, my goodness. She's
Look at
so...
poor old girl, eh?
Yeah, she looks so different than the ones we see around here.
Yeah, she's.
So, sorry, where did she come from?
She in the States.
Oh.
It was in Michigan someplace, where she's 35, so she's been here a long, long time. Hey, poor old girl, eh?
Look at you, aren't you?
She's a big girl.
Cute.
Pretty fluffy.
Hi. I'm so sorry for what people did to you. That's terrible. Yeah.
It's interesting to watch them eat peanuts because in the shell, because they can't bend their paws like fingers.
Right.
So they put it on the back and then they eat, and then the shell comes out the side of the mouth, and the nut goes down. They swallow the nut, but they get it with their teeth spacing. They put the peanut in between the teeth, and that's how they're able to sort of crack it and take the nut out with their tongue. It's interesting how an animal that big can sort of be so delicate and trying to.
Yeah. That's a lot of work for a peanut, isn't it? Keeps you busy for a while. Oh my gosh, she's cute. You're a sweet old girl. She's got the most beautiful reddy brown coloring.
Yeah.
You're an Auburn girl, aren't you? Well, I wish I'd shove some peanuts in my pocket now. So she is a black bear, but
Yeah.
she is just a different variation of color.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's oftentimes people say black bear and they just assume it's going to be black.
Well, we had our biggest project last year where we had 3 bears. They were black bears, but they're actually quite even redder than her, browner than her, from Banff National Park. They found, April 1st in 2017, they found 3 little cubs in a washroom. They were only 6 pounds each. And the mother they didn't ever find the mother, but the suspicion was that the mother was shot in the bear hunt that just started that same day outside of the park, not because there's no hunting in the national parks. So the rule in Alberta at the time was they did not allow bears to be rehabbed, so the cubs would have had to be euthanized. So the park didn't want to do that, so they called here wondering if we would take them as permanent animals, and I said, well, there's no reason to have them live their life in captivity. They're perfectly healthy, but we can rehab them and then send them back and release them in the wild. So they had to get Alberta wouldn't even give them a permit to drive from Banff to Calgary to the airport to fly them here, so they had to get a permit from British Columbia to drive to Kelowna, and they WestJet flew them to Toronto, and we picked them up, and of course they were just little wee guys at that time, and then we raised them here, and then last July the biggest was 120 pounds, the other one were 97, so we had a chartered aircraft out of Hamilton and flew them back to Calgary, and then trucked them to the park, and then flew them by helicopter back into the mountains and released them back. And they've had radio collars on, so we've been able to track them.
Oh, that's great.
The biggest one, she traveled outside of the valley where they were released, and unfortunately she ended up being killed by a grizzly bear, which is the normal predator for a black bear there.
Right.
But the other 2 have hibernated this winter. So it was... But as a result of all the public commotion about the fact that they had to come this far away to be rehabbed, the public pressure changed the government's position, so now they allow rehabbing of bears in Alberta.
Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, that's a lot of effort to have to ship them away. I mean, well, worth it, of course, but it does make sense to keep them right where they're
there was
found.
a facility within an hour where they were. They could have looked after them, and there's now looking after others. So,
Oh, that's great.
Not necessary, but at least it got the policy changed.
So how much would this bear weigh, roughly?
Oh, I'm not sure. She's probably maybe 150 or 200 pounds, somewhere in there. It's hard to tell because the hair is very deceiving
Yeah.
because their hair is so fluffy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can tell she's getting aged.
Yeah. Now, typically, the bears up here, the black bears, are typically quite black, right?
Right.
So
It's a normal.
more of a regional thing with the color change?
Yeah, it's sort of a genetic thing, and sort of a mutation, if you like, I guess, to a certain extent. But there's varying degrees from.
There's
Like-
blonde, right?
Yeah, those are like almost an albino type. But those are out on the west coast primarily of BC. But you get sort of genetic little pockets where some mutation is developed, and it seems to carry on locally at least.
So, if it's a black bear from out, oh, look at you. So a black bear out west, if you brought 3 of them here to rehabilitate them, what would be wrong with setting them free here?
Well, one is the policy is that they don't, because the genetics are different. You don't know.
Okay, what the babies could turn
yeah.
out to be.
You know,
Okay.
the rules are such because that they go back with all of our rehab work. The animals go back to the area that they were found in.
Okay.
That way, you're not sort of inadvertently, mixing genetic issues if there are any, or disease. Is the
Okay.
other main concern. Now, of course, the animals that have been here for release have been sort of vetted and vaccinated and whatnot. So the disease side of it is really not an issue when we release anything.
Now, black bears are generally mild and timid and like
Yeah,
not
normally they'll
threatening,
run.
right?
Yeah. One of the simplest sort of if you're hiking and run across a bear on the trail, say, actually a garbage bag, a big black garbage bag, it's a good bear scare.
Because it gets big and makes noise.
Yeah,
and-
what you do is you grab it and you raise it up, flop it up and down.
Okay.
And it's just not something big and noisy and big and black, that went off. So it's easier to carry. Although you want
Yeah.
to make sure you open the plastic bag before you try it. You don't want to just sit there and try to pull it apart first.
Well, I can assure you that if you're hiking with a young child, you're not going to see a bear because they'll hear the kids.
Yeah.
So when she was little, we could never see bears when we hiked. But now that she's older and can be quiet, we
Yeah.
have quite a few around our house that'll come right into our backyard.
Right. Well,
And thank you to Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary for helping Mama and all the other animals. I hope you liked this video. If you did, smash that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you don't miss another video. Go follow Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary on Instagram at Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary. Don't forget to live, love, and explore. And I'll see you next time. Muskoka Girl out.